We'll start this morning with some big breaking news, positive news for Arsenal.
Bukayo Saka is back, and for Arsenal fans, that's as good as a new signing. The 22-year-old England international has officially returned from injury and is set to rejoin his teammates in full training sessions at London Colney. His comeback could not have come at a better time for Mikel Arteta, who has been carefully managing the absence of his star winger in recent weeks. Saka's injury layoff had raised concern among supporters, not only because of the games he missed but also due to how crucial he has become for both Arsenal and England. His pace, dribbling, creativity, and end product make him one of the most complete wide players in world football today. Losing him was always going to leave a dent, and although Arsenal have coped reasonably well, there's no denying the difference his presence makes on the pitch. Saka's recent setback came after a grueling run of matches where he featured heavily for both club and country. Arsenal, like many top Premier League clubs, have had to deal with a congested fixture list, and Saka has often carried the burden of responsibility in attack. The club medical staff decided to give him the necessary rest and rehabilitation period to ensure he returned fully fit rather than risk aggravating the issue. During his time out, Arteta rotated his options in the wide areas, calling on players such as Leandro Trossard and Reiss Nelson to step in. While both offered energy and creativity, Saka's absence was still evident. The team sometimes lacked the sharpness and unpredictability that comes naturally when the hale-end graduate is on the pitch. Now, after weeks of structured recovery and fitness work, the young winger is back in full training. Arsenal's social media updates showing him smiling and sharp in drills were met with excitement across the fan base. For supporters, it was a reminder of how much he means to the squad, not just as a footballer but also as a symbol of the club's identity and future. On the pitch, Saka is Arsenal's most reliable attacking outlet. Playing predominantly off the right wing, he combines blistering pace with close control, vision, and a lethal left foot. His ability to take on defenders 1 versus 1 often forces opponents to double mark him, creating space for teammates in other areas of the field. His link-up play with Martin Ødegaard is a key component of Arsenal's attacking structure. The two have developed an almost telepathic understanding, with Ødegaard feeding Saka into dangerous spaces and Saka returning the favor with sharp cutbacks or through balls. Add Gabriel Jesus or Eberechi Eze to the mix, and Arsenal's right side becomes a constant threat. Beyond creativity, Saka also contributes goals. In recent seasons, he has improved his finishing and composure, making him a consistent scorer in the Premier League and Europe. This dual role as creator and finisher makes him incredibly valuable, and his presence instantly transforms Arsenal's attacking dynamics. Arsenal's season is entering a decisive stage, with critical matches looming in both the Premier League and Champions League. The Gunners are aiming to keep pace with Manchester City and Liverpool in the title race while also making a deep run in Europe. Saka's return could provide the spark needed to push through these challenges. Having him fit again allows Arteta to deploy his strongest front three, usually Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus, supported by Ødegaard in midfield. This quartet gives Arsenal balance, unpredictability, and the kind of cutting edge that can decide big games. It also gives Arteta flexibility to rotate more effectively, knowing that one of his main weapons is back and available. Saka's return is not just a tactical boost, it's also a psychological one. His presence lifts the mood in the dressing room, inspires teammates, and reassures fans. Younger players like Nelson and Emile Smith-Rowe also benefit from training alongside him, learning from his mentality and consistency. For the opposition, facing Arsenal with Saka back in the lineup means adjusting tactics and often committing extra defenders to his side. This, in turn, creates openings elsewhere, particularly for Martinelli on the opposite wing. Arsenal's attack becomes more balanced and dangerous, forcing opponents into difficult decisions. The key now will be managing Saka's minutes carefully. Arteta has often spoken about the importance of not overloading his star players, and with so many matches ahead, a rotation plan will be essential. While fans will be eager to see Saka play every minute, the bigger picture requires careful handling to keep him fit throughout the campaign. There is also the England factor. Gareth Southgate relies heavily on Saka for the national team, especially with the European Championship on the horizon. Balancing club and country responsibilities will be vital, and Arsenal will want to avoid another injury scare caused by excessive workloads. Bukayo Saka's return from injury feels like the moment Arsenal have been waiting for. It injects fresh optimism into the squad, strengthens Arteta's tactical options, and reignites belief among the fans. Few players in the world have the kind of impact Saka does, both on and off the pitch, and his comeback is set to shape the trajectory of Arsenal's season. The Hale End graduate has already written his name into the hearts of Arsenal supporters, but with the months ahead being so decisive, this chapter of his journey could be among the most important. If he stays fit and continues to shine, Arsenal's ambitions in both domestic and European competitions will be very much alive.